Welcome back to Brew and Boost, your daily English boost through real news and real talk. I'm Emily.
Hey everyone, Jake here. Today's story is brewing with flavor. We're talking coffee chains, global expansion, and a bold move from China.
That's right. A Chinese coffee giant called Luckin has just set up shop in New York City, and it might give Starbucks a run for its money.
But first, Emily's got a quiz for me. Let's hear it.
Okay, Jake, which country has more Starbucks stores than any other country in the world besides the United States? Is it A, Canada, B, China, or South Korea?
I'm going to go with B, China. They love coffee over there.
Nice choice. We'll see if you're right at the end of the show.
Now, let's jump into today's dialogue. You'll hear two friends chatting about Luckin's US debut and whether Starbucks should be nervous.
Hey, did you see that a Chinese coffee chain called Luckin just set up shop in New York?
Yeah, I heard they've already opened 2 stores. They're really making a splash with weird flavors and super cheap prices.
Like $3 for a latte cheap. Starbucks had better watch its back.
For real. Their prices don't hold a candle to Luckin's.
Luckin's huge in China, over 22,000 stores. Now they're trying to break into the US market.
Do you think Americans will go for it? I mean, quirky drinks are fun, but brand loyalty is strong here.
Maybe, but Starbucks has had 5 quarters of falling sales. They might need more than smiley cups.
Yup. If Luckin plays it smart, this could get interesting. Let's take this one line at a time and unpack the expressions so you can really follow along. Ready, Jake?
Let's do it. We start with Alex saying, hey, did you see that a Chinese coffee chain called Luckin just set up shop in New York? So set up shop is our first expression. It means to open a business in a new location, right?
Exactly. It's an informal way to say a company has started doing business somewhere. Luckin Coffee, which is huge in China, has now officially opened stores in the US. So yeah, they've set up shop in New York.
Then Maya replies, yeah, I heard they've already opened 2 stores. They're really making a splash with weird flavors and super cheap prices. That's a fun phrase, making a splash.
Yeah, make a splash means to attract a lot of attention, usually in a bold or exciting way. Luckin isn't just opening quietly, they're offering unusual drinks and super low prices to get noticed fast.
Next, Alex says, like $3 for a latte cheap. Starbucks had better watch its back. And now we've got our third expression. Watch your back usually means be careful, especially when there's a threat or competition.
Right. It sounds dramatic, but in this case, it's playful. Alex is joking that Starbucks might be in trouble because Luckin's cheap prices could steal customers.
Maya agrees and says, for real, their prices don't hold a candle to Luckin's. I love that one. Don't hold a candle to means something isn't nearly as good as something else.
Exactly. Maya's saying Starbucks prices can't compete with Luckin's. It's a classic comparison phrase. We use it when one thing clearly outperforms another.
Then Alex gives more context. Luckin's huge in China, over 22,000 stores. Now they're trying to break into the US market. So that's our 5th key phrase, break into a market.
Yup. In business English, break into means entering a new market or industry, especially when it's competitive. Luckin already dominates China, and now they want to gain a foothold in the US.
Maya responds with, do you think Americans will go for it? I mean, quirky drinks are fun, but brand loyalty is strong here. I like that line because it brings up 2 things, go for it and brand loyalty.
Right. Go for it means to try something or accept it. She's asking if American consumers will actually buy from Luckin. And brand loyalty means people tend to stick with the brands they know and trust, like Starbucks.
Then Alex says, maybe, but Starbucks has had 5 quarters of falling sales. They might need more than smiley cups. That's a sharp comment.
It is. Alex is pointing out that Starbucks has been struggling financially. And smiley cups is kind of a playful dig. It refers to Starbucks adding cheerful designs or messages on their cups. But maybe that's not enough to fix deeper problems.
Finally, Maya says, yup, if Luckin plays it smart, this could get interesting. I like how she wraps it up. Plays it smart means making good strategic decisions, and this could get interesting, hints at a real competition heating up.
Exactly. The message is clear. If Luckin keeps offering creative drinks and low prices, and Starbucks doesn't adjust, we might see a serious shakeup in the coffee scene.
All right, now that we've walked through the conversation, let's listen to the dialogue one more time. See if you catch the key expressions this time with a clearer ear.
Hey, did you see that a Chinese coffee chain called Luckin just set up shop in New York?
Yeah, I heard they've already opened 2 stores. They're really making a splash with weird flavors and super cheap prices.
Like $3 for a latte cheap. Starbucks had better watch its back.
For real. Their prices don't hold a candle to Luckin's.
Luckin's huge in China, over 22,000 stores. Now they're trying to break into the US market.
Do you think Americans will go for it? I mean, quirky drinks are fun, but brand loyalty is strong here.
Maybe, but Starbucks has had 5 quarters of falling sales. They might need more than smiley cups.
Yep. If Luckin plays it smart, this could get interesting. Expression Spotlight. Welcome back. Now it's time for our favorite part, Expression Spotlight. We're going to take a deeper dive into the 5 expressions we heard today and give you more examples to help you really make them your own. First up is set up shop. This expression means to start a business or begin working in a particular location. It's often used when someone opens a store, a restaurant, or even launches a business online.
The phrase originally comes from the image of a craftsman or merchant literally setting up a small booth or store, maybe on the street, in a market, or in a new town. These days, we use it for anything from coffee chains to freelance consultants.
For example, after years of planning, she finally set up shop as a wedding photographer. Or, an Italian sandwich shop just set up shop across from my office. It's dangerous for my lunch budget.
In our dialogue, it's about Luckin Coffee expanding into New York City. They've officially opened physical stores there, so they've set up shop in the US.
You'll hear this a lot in business news when a brand enters a new city, region, or even industry.
Next is make a splash. This expression means to grab people's attention in a noticeable, often dramatic way, usually by doing something bold, unusual, or new.
Picture someone jumping into a pool and making a giant splash. That's the mental image behind the phrase. It's not about water, it's about impact.
For example, the new fashion designer made a splash at Paris Fashion Week. Or, that startup made a splash by offering free flights to its first 100 users.
In the dialogue, Luckin is making a splash with quirky drink flavors and ultra-cheap prices. It's their way of standing out and getting people talking.
It's a great expression for product launches, first impressions, or bold marketing moves.
Now let's look at watch one's back. This one sounds intense, but it's actually pretty common in everyday English.
Yeah, the phrase comes from military or police settings, where having someone watch your back meant protecting you from surprise attacks from behind. In casual speech today, it means be careful, especially when there's risk or competition.
For example, he's trying to take over your role at work. You might want to watch your back. Or, in politics, allies can turn on you fast, so leaders have to watch their backs.
In our story, Alex says Starbucks should watch its back because Luckin might take away its customers. It's playful here, but still suggests competition.
This expression is useful in situations where trust is shaky or when there's someone trying to outdo you.
Now, let's boost the fourth one. Don't hold a candle to. This is such a great phrase for comparisons, especially when you want to say something just isn't as good.
It actually comes from the 1600s. Back then, apprentices weren't even allowed to work directly. They had to stand there and hold the candle for the real workers. So if someone can't even hold a candle to someone else, they're not even close to being as skilled or impressive.
Let's try some examples. This year's new iPhone doesn't hold a candle to the one from 2 years ago. Or, Her voice doesn't hold a candle to Adele's, but she's getting better.
In the dialogue, Maya is saying Starbucks prices don't hold a candle to Luckin's, meaning Starbucks is far more expensive and not in a good way.
You can use this phrase to compare people, products, performances, anything where one clearly falls short of the other.
And last but not least, break into. This one means to enter a new market, field, or industry, especially one that's competitive or difficult to join.
Yeah, and just to be clear, it has nothing to do with breaking into a house or building, like in a crime movie. That's the literal meaning, and it's totally different. In business English, break into is completely positive and legal. It means making progress in a new space.
For example, she broke into the music scene with her first viral single, or that Korean skincare brand is trying to break into the European market.
It often implies hard work, strategy, and maybe even risk, because you're stepping into unfamiliar territory. In our story, Luckin is trying to break into the US coffee scene, where Starbucks is already a giant.
It's a go-to expression in business English. You'll hear it all the time in headlines and conversations about companies, careers, and global trends.
And that wraps up our deep dive into today's 5 key expressions: set up shop, make a splash, watch one's back, don't hold a candle to, and break into.
But before we go, let's check your answer to today's quiz.
Right, you asked me which country has more Starbucks stores than any other country in the world, besides the US. I guessed China.
And you nailed it. The answer is B, China. As of now, China has over 6,800 Starbucks stores, and that number's still climbing.
Wow, no wonder Luckin is such a big deal over there. The coffee culture is booming.
Definitely. And now that Luckin set up shop in the US, it'll be interesting to see how things heat up between the two brands.
Thanks for tuning in to Brew and Boost. If today's episode perked up your English skills, make sure to subscribe and share it with a friend.
And don't forget, every new word you learn is one step closer to fluency. We'll see you back here tomorrow for more real talk and real learning.
Until then, stay curious, stay caffeinated, and keep boosting.
Bye for now.